Hello, it's Glasses, the art and sound designer of Giggles and Glasses. Let's talk about art and player interactions. The art in Original Hauntin' was so simple because at the time I was using Adobe Illustrator. Illustrator isn't the most efficient thing to use when making pixel art, so now I use Sprite. The tile size for the remake is 32 by 32 pixels, which allowed me to add in way more detail than the original, which was 8 by 8. And visually, the only thing to make it over was the ghost's cloth-like animation. He's far more expressive now and faces in the direction he moves. The reason we changed the keys into colored shapes was to solve two problems. Possessing shapes feels more tactile than picking up keys, and it didn't make sense for the ghost to pick things up. It also solves a glaring issue for the colorblind. The shapes make it easier to differentiate between the colors. 8 different sprites is better than 1 sprite in 8 different colors. Next, let's go over how you interact with the game world. As previously mentioned in the last video, the player moves on a grid and the ghost can go through walls. The ghost can also possess shapes, and those shapes can't go through walls. Or anything else for that matter. Once solid, you can open up doors, push around blocks, and use those blocks to open up other doors. Each shape has a specific door they open. You can also combine colors to make new shapes. Red and blue make purple, blue and yellow make green, and so on. Push blocks have corresponding doors too. The blocks aren't necessarily color dependent, and they can open up more than one door. Shape doors take away the shape, but the blocks stay where you leave them. You can also screen wrap. In the jam build, we didn't lock the player to the screen, which means you could kind of just float off in space. This was due to time constraints and inexperience. When prototyping the remake, it didn't make sense to put physical borders at the edge of the screen, because the ghost should be able to pass through anything. We had an epiphany when watching a stream of Garlic being played. Garlic is a tough-as-nails retro throwback platformer, and it uses an old NES era technique, where a character goes off of one side of the screen and wraps around to the other. It's very common in old platformers and shmups. Giggles said, "Hey, that's pretty cool. No one ever does that anymore." And then we both realized we had our answer to the screen boundaries problem. Like most stuff, it was harder than we realized. But it looks great and feels really good to do. It also led to some pretty cool puzzle ideas. To wrap it up, let's talk about music. The theme for the original game was made in a sleep-deprived stupor about an hour before we uploaded the game to the jam page. It's kind of a lilting, melancholy piano piece, meant to be as unintrusive as possible. I'm really interested in adaptive audio, so for the remake we gave that a shot. Taking as much inspiration as I could from the original piece, a low drone plays a walking bass line on repeat. And when you pick up a shape, a new melody and some drums get added in. For some added groove, whenever you open up a level exit, this shaker pattern is thrown into the mix. I think it sounds pretty good. I plan on making a lot more of these with different instruments that might respond to different things. And that's a wrap. If you found any of this interesting, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Tune in next Sunday for Giggles going over even more little details with player feedback. Thanks for watching.